Right, the 6th of November 2018, 13 hours 42 minutes and 9 seconds. Update, the 6th of November 2018, 14 hours 28 minutes and 19 seconds. Anchor, South Korea is one of 8 nations receiving a temporary waiver from U.S. sanctions reimposed on Iran. Washington granted the waiver on Monday, citing what leaders describe as specific circumstances. Kim Bum-soo looks at what the sanctions and the waiver mean for the Korean Peninsula. Report, soundbite. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, the U.S. will be granting these exemptions to China, India, Italy, Greece, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan and Turkey, as U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced South Korea's exemption. A foreign ministry official in Seoul said that Washington recognized the nation's heavy reliance on Iranian crude. South Korea buys 140 million barrels of Iranian crude a year. That's 13% of annual crude purchases for the nation, which relies on oil imports to run the economy. As the world's fifth largest buyer of crude oil, South Korea has already reduced Iranian oil imports over the past 6 months, and plans further cuts over the next 6 months. That the waiver will allow a stable supply of a light form of Iranian crude, known as condensate, used in producing gasoline, jet fuel, diesel, and heating fuels. Pulled out from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal in May, Seoul has been in steady consultations over the matter with Washington since then. This waiver will only last for 6 months, after which Seoul and Washington will need to renegotiate the crude supply issue. Soundbite. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, rest assured, Iran will never come close to getting a nuclear weapon on President Trump's watch. Some analysts point to the renewed sanctions on Iran as an unmistakable signal to North Korea that U.S. sanctions may only get tougher if Pyongyang does not denuclearize. Others disagree, saying North Korea is already so heavily sanctioned that the case of Iran will not be a source of concern. Secretary Pompeo plans to take up the denuclearization issue during a scheduled meeting with his North Korean counterpart, Kim Jong-chul, in New York later this week. Kim Bum-soo, KBS World Radio News. Photo, Yonhap News.